Hey everyone, and welcome to take two of the round one review, round two preview. I had to have an extra drink, so this one may be a little bit more sloppy. For those of you that may not know, we had to reshoot this video because we shot it. We thought it was over. CJ, we didn't think they were going to get 14 turnovers, and turns out they got exactly 14 turnovers. That's
We
insane.
thought Kyle was dead in the water, and nope. CJ, Russell Westbrook, and LeBron James saw to not that.
Yeah, CJ did admit in the messenger that he should have sat them, and he absolutely should have sat them. I don't know what was going on. But we'll get into that. As always, we'll start out with the champs matchup. This one is going to be sizably shorter because we're both tired and it's late. If anybody wants me to post the one with CJ winning, maybe CJ wants it as a moment, like as a keepsake of what could have been after that brutal loss. I'm happy to post it. It's a lot. Maybe Kyle wants it too after the shit talking that we did to his team, and he ends up getting to the second round anyway. But anyway, all right. Starting with the champs matchup, Joel Gibson ends up winning 6-5. Both
Super close matchup.
Super
fucking close.
Super close. It came down to blocks. It came down to 4 blocks. I'm not 100.
Tate was not the block machine that Doug was hoping for today.
Exactly. I don't know why Doug would have added Tate. I'm sure he has a good explanation, but I would have added Jackson if I was going to spend $7 on somebody today. And it turns out that he got 3 blocks, so I mean, it doesn't really matter one way or another on that. Joel Gibson, the number 1 seed, wins. He moves on to the second round. Doug, thanks for playing. Almost pulled off the 8-1. Almost conquered that Joel Mountain, but I can assure you, it's a tall mountain to climb, my friend. Well done this season. Your team was really good, and like I said, I think we're going to be putting Doug on that trophy sometime in the near future. So shout out to Doug. Next matchup is Mr. Modest taking down Matt. Now, I won 7-4. And I only have one quorum with Matthew. I have no idea why Matthew did not add in his empty bench spot. He should have beat me. He went 4 full days, I think, with an empty bench spot that he could have been adding. He only used 8 of his 15 ads. I, for the life of me, cannot figure out why he didn't just cycle me out. There was a lot of ways to do it. Holding on to Patty Mills, holding on to Terrence Mann, having an empty spot, holding on to...
Adding Carmelo Anthony when he needed blocks and steals.
Right. Holding on to Simmons for the whole season.
Klay Thompson being sick on the day that he needed it most.
Yeah, that is certainly a bummer. I don't feel bad that I won, but Matt honestly didn't deserve this win. I will retain that view, and I also said that in the previous one, maybe with a little more vigor in the previous one.
But I agree. Matt had 7 ads left on the table, and when you lose and you have ads left on the table, you can only blame yourself, especially since he could have beat you, which frankly pisses me off a little bit because I got to face you, and I feel like I could have taken down Matt pretty easily.
Yeah, and Matt is the only home team to lose now, so that's important moving forward. Matt was a top 4 seed. He blew it. That's it. Next matchup is Cody going down to Steven at 8-3. This was definitely the largest margin. When we started talking earlier, we did say that we didn't think Cody had much of a chance. but he was a lot closer than I thought he was going to be on this one. Man, I can even hear it in my voice. A little side note, I am way more tired than I was a half hour ago, bro. But shout out to Cody. It was a really rough season for him with injuries. I saw Cody. We had lunch last week and we were talking about his top 5 picks. PG-13 not available. Michael Porter Jr. Was out. We had Holmes, who he ended up dropping. Ayton, who hasn't been great. And then Zinger, who also has been out for him. Having all those first-round picks doesn't always work out. And I think that's something, moving forward, I mean, we're only going to have the rookie draft. So it's not like this is ever going to happen again. But I can tell you there are ways to mess up even having early picks, and there are ways to do well having late picks. Look at Joel Gibson. Look at me last season. Able to make the second round when our first picks were in the 7th, I think, round, or 6th or 7th round or whatever. Very deep. It all comes down to, number one, health. There's a little bit of luck, but there's also value you can always find on the board. And I just want everybody to think about that, especially as we move into Dynasty. Steven's team looks really good. That's really all I have to say about that. He made a note in the messenger just prior to us shooting this video that he led everybody in 5 categories last playoff round. Well, you need 6 to win. That's all I've got to say. That's all I've got to say to that. You may have won the 5, but you need that 6th one. We'll see how it goes. Last matchup.
Boys got home court.
Exactly. You better watch out for people that might have home court. That's absolutely right. Last matchup is the absolute barn burner of CJ at Kyle. This literally came down to the last game, the last quarter, the last 5 minutes. Turnover. The last free throws, like turnovers, ended up getting tied. CJ then took the lead back over after LeBron made 2 free throws. Russ goes to the line. He goes 1 for 2. And that's what ends the season. CJ should have sat them. At the end of the day, there was time. It's unfortunate. I'm sure he could have been busy or something like that. But I think this would have been the furthest that CJ has made it into the playoffs. Unfortunately, he didn't get it done. Kyle survives as the 2 seed. He's not done yet. And quite frankly, it does change quite a bit, as we'll see in the next matchup. I'm sure this is devastating news for Steven, as he probably would have cakewalked his way to the championship if he had played CJ. At least now it's a little bit more interesting. Thank you to Doug, Matt, Cody, and CJ. All 4 of you, great, well done. Good season, just some unfortunate turns. That's all I've got, just some unfortunate. CJ, that's the most unfortunate turn I've ever seen.
Kyle was dead in the water.
Literally dead in the water. They both used all 15 ads. Man, that's rough. Cody, the whole season, an unfortunate turn as your picks all slowly collapsed under you. Matt, stupidity, that's why you lost. Like, I don't know what else to say on that one. And Doug,
if he had been healthy, would have beat me, but he wasn't.
Correct, yeah. Not being healthy at the end there kind of sucked. Especially for Doug. I was hoping to see you, especially with $2 left of free agent money. I could have coasted, so it was unfortunate to not see you get those blocks. But like I said, thank you to all 4 of you guys. We'll see you for Dynasty. I just want to point out real quick, it's likely the draft is going to be the first 2 weeks one of the first 2 weekends in October. We're not going to do my birthday this year because we want to see maybe even a little bit of preseason to see younger talent and stuff like that. We're expanding rosters, so I do want to hold it a little bit later. So just to give everybody some time frame and stuff like that on when that dynasty draft is going to happen while I still have most of your attention at this point. Joel, anything for those four?
Congratulations on a good season to all four of you. It wasn't enough, but I look forward to taking you down in Dynasty. And CJ, I hope that you take Zion with the first pick in Dynasty.
Excellent. Well, the second pick, because the first pick, he's no longer eligible for the first pick.
Sorry, with his first pick.
Because of a Westbrook free throw. Let me tell you, if that's not just the most brutal ending to the season on his favorite team to do it to him, that sucks, bro. That's brutal.
14 turnovers was the lead. We thought that CJ was safe. Russell Westbrook and LeBron James said, "Hold my drink."
Right. We even shot a whole video. We were so confident we shot a whole fucking video.
11 turnovers in one half.
Oh man, the Lakers only scored 40 points in the first half. Like, I don't even know what to say. Anyway, let's get moving on to the second round. We are well faster. So much faster than the first video. Well faster. I guess that's how I'm doing things nowadays. The first matchup is your lowest seed, Mr. Modest, the 5, the killer, a.k.a. Mr. Modest, the commissioner, all those things, all the fire. Just imagine him saying it with a whole bunch of vigor and really firing it up at the number 1 seed, Joel Gibson, the matchup you've all been waiting for. We know you guys wanted the rematch from last year. And so we're going to give it to you. I do know that I wanted this matchup as well. I said that to Joel at the beginning. I think at the beginning of the season I said that. Yeah. So I'm hoping to get a little bit of revenge. Joel beat me in the second round last year. Like I said, it's crazy deja vu because I actually beat Adam 7-4 last year to get into the second round with Harden playing at the end last year. And, by the way, triple-double today for Harden, for those of you that didn't look at my score. I didn't really go into it very much, but it was the last shot that Harden got that triple-double. I was more focused on Matt's blunders than my success in my matchup. But anyway, getting more focused onto this matchup, Joel enters with $17. I enter with $32. I have Garland on my IR right now. Joel has Giddey on his IR right now. We agreed in the earlier video, so I'll agree again that Giddey is probably the better player of the two, at least for stat stuffing. Who knows? I don't think better all-around player. He was an all-star this year as far as Garland goes. Giddey, stat stuffing, absolutely. We don't know what's going on with Horford either. We also don't know about Freddie VanVleet's knee. So Joel has actually a little bit more questions as far as his roster goes. I have a little bit more money to spend as well. I'm going to take myself away here, and the 5 seed is going to the championship.
Well, you got to take more than 5 cats, dude. And I ain't going to make it easy. Be using every ad. I'm not going to be a pushover like fucking Matt Hobert.
Okay.
So, you got to come to my house. You got to take my fucking trophy. Good fucking luck. I'm picking me.
Excellent. Had we played this week, I would have won 6-5. So maybe those 6 categories are on the table, especially because I now have my top 5 player back. And we both know what that means.
Yeah. Harden cannot hurt me. Just remember, he refuses.
He refuses. Yeah, I mean that's really it. Good luck to you, sir. Honestly, like I said, I just wanted the shot at redemption. If you end up pulling it off again, I don't know what I need to do to climb the Joel Mountain at this point. But I'm going to give it my best shot, and I think the ads every day are going to be extremely interesting. They're just looking at our stats between last week and this, or last matchup and this matchup. You could go either way. We both kind of molded our teams to what we needed for the matchup as well. So I think that's something that both of us have done well is made our teams flexible enough that we can attack the categories. So it'll be interesting if I zig, you zag. I think a big portion of it's going to come down to the wire and obviously who's healthy and who's not. Yeah, that's really it on. That's really it on that one. The second matchup is now Steven, the number 3 seed, with $43 at Kyle, the number 2 seed, with $62. Now, we shot it earlier. CJ would have been the 7 seed. Steven would have had a home game to get to the championship. Not so here. Steven also would have had the most money entering the semifinals. Again, not so here. Kyle, obviously, CP3, KD, AD. When does KD come back? When is it? He's already been ruled out for this Monday-Tuesday matchup, but does he come back in time and play enough to help Kyle pull this off?
It's a miracle.
Yes. As if last week wasn't enough, or last matchup wasn't enough as far as a miracle goes, Steven would have won 7-3-1. Steven has Pirtle, who I believe is going to be back soon, and Ananobi, who's seeing the specialist. So we don't know what's going to happen with that. Both of them have plenty of money. I hope that both of them spend a lot of money, so no matter who makes it, gets a little bit closer down to where we are, Joel Gibson, as far as money goes. I'm going to take Steven away here. I just think he's healthier. Like, at the end of the day, no AD, no CP3. Like, those are your 2 of your top 4, top 3 even players. And I don't think Cole Anthony is saving Kyle against Steven. So Kyle's going to need some injuries, and Kyle's going to also need a perfect waiver rotation strategy. Steven only using 7 ads last week in comparison to everyone else in leading 5 categories. Is worrisome, I think, to all 4 of these teams. What do you think, Joel?
I'm gonna pick Steven. I don't have enough faith in Kyle's team. They just barely limp past CJ.
Right. And at the end of the day, a win's a win. A 5 seed is all the higher that, or should I say lower, that it goes this season. Shout out to Matt for fucking the top 4 up. Yeah, that's really it. I mean, we cut 10 minutes off of the first video. If you guys want to see the first video, let me know. I'll post it. It's a lot of shit talking Matt. It's a lot of shit talking Kyle. And it's a lot of Joel and I going back and forth about how we're going to beat the shit out of each other in this round. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not super exciting. Although I think we did give more compliments to Doug in that video. So, Doug, if you want to see it, CJ, if you want to keep it for a memory of what could have been, again, I can send it to you. Kyle, if you need some sort of motivation to play well these next 2 weeks, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to everybody. I don't care. It's so late, dude. I'm tired. Like, congratulations to all 4 of the final 4 for us. This matchup obviously runs till March 13th. And then the last 2 weeks is going to be the championship of March. I hope to see everyone there except Joel, because I'll be there.
Good luck, fellas.
All right, good luck. Talk to you guys.